Welcome to George Coll Fine Art. Here, the viewer is encouraged to get outside and paint from life. George's job is to provide the tools to solve the many technical challenges faced in rendering landscape paintings. View the library of landscape paintings offered and become a subscriber. You can also purchase tutorial videos, plus original tutorial and studio paintings. Thank you. And if you like what you see, click the subscribe button and join in on the fun.
Hello and welcome to part 2 of Below Pawnee Pass. So today was balance day, and so we worked paint on top of paint. Really tried to tune in those values and bring out the shapes a little bit. Where you can particularly see that after today's session is in the mountains here between the darks and the lights and the shadows in the mountains. So I worked all over the painting and gave you some homework assignments to try to perfect this a little bit more before we get into part 3, which is detail. So get outside and paint. Paint with your friends, get critiques. Don't be intimidated by a white canvas and just paint. Have a good time. All right. So let's get started. Hello and welcome back to part 2 of Pawnee Pass. Oh boy, yesterday was block-in and today is a balance. So what I want to do is try to get everything in here that I need to get. I don't have my image up on my monitor, so give me a second and I will get I should be better prepared for this. What am I doing? Okay. Do I have a monitor on? No, I don't. Here we go. Come on. All right. Something should be happening with my monitor here pretty soon. All right, there it is. So, with that, I will get started. And I need to do one more thing here too. I gotta freeze my screen so it'll stay up. So I do that and I should be ready. Okay, sorry for the delay. So what I said was that we're going to be working on balance today and working with colors on top of colors. But when I came in this morning I said, I got a drawing error. And I think what I have is my trees are just too big. And I really think that the slender trees and the shape of these trees really attracted me to this image. So I'm going to shrink those guys and get that out of the way first of all. So I'm going to get some gray and some white, because there's some of that back there, and then getting my paper towels ready. And then in front I need some gray-green, so I'm going to be making some of this and lightening that up. And just some good old gray-green with some gray in it. Okay, need a little bit more green in there, maybe a little brown. Trying to match the colors from yesterday. So, this is how to get out of trouble and erase things or paint over things. So things are a little tacky from yesterday. Let me get a little bit more blue in here. A little bit more blue. Let me see if that's going to do it. I think that might work just fine. And as you can see, I'm just whacking that down and narrowing it down quite a bit. And I will be doing that in a few more places in here. I better start my timer. Okay, I'm just unprepared today. Not thinking too much on my mind, like what I'm going to do with this painting. thinking of the painting and not of all the mechanics around here. All right, let me get into some of these greens. Get a little blue in here, a little ultra. I'm switching over to a ultramarine deep. It's a little bit more pigment in it. And a little bit of brown. And I need some yellow ochre type green. This is a slop pile right here that I left over from yesterday. I just threw everything together that I had. And I think that might do the trick a little bit better. Okay, now let's start working on balance. I think the biggest challenge for me is all these colors up here, but I think I want to raise this shape up just a little higher. A little bit more of the harder green here. There we go. I like that color. I just kind of made it up just now, and I think it's going to do just fine. But what I did, I covered up some of my light there, as you can see, and that's going to have to be fixed. Okay. Using a very nice brush, harshly. I think I might get a slightly used brush now to make some of these drastic color changes. Because that's still in pretty good shape. So let me see what I can do to get an appropriate brush that I can manhandle. This one's a little flared out, and that's good. This one's a little bigger, and that will work perfectly for what my purpose is. Well, now that I've lost that light, I'm going to have to make it again. So I'm going to go back to gray. This is a cold gray, Portland gray by, who is this, Gamblin? And as you can see, there is a light up here. That is the right value, and we will get that taken care of now. And we need a big light down here, and whack it in there, and put some right in here too. There's basically a little bit of it coming through here. I think we have some over in here, and we have one coming down from here somewhere. All right, so far we have a good start. Besides my little delay in fixing stuff up from yesterday, and not having my monitor on. All right. Let's go with a more white, more gray. A touch of green. This is permanent green. Touch of cad yellow light. Now that may have been too much. And now let's go in with some ultra blue. Too much green, but I love that color. So let's put that some in here to show light. Sometimes you make a bad mixture like I did right there. Well, not bad, it's just the wrong, wasn't looking for it. I was okay until I put the cad yellow light in it. But it can be used somewhere else. And when that happens, use it. So I'm working paint on top of paint, and some of the pigment from down below is going to come up and influence what I'm putting on top. So I have to take that into consideration. Let me go back to my gray mixture. And I'm going to concentrate up in here today, because that is the biggest shape and it's important to get that worked on. So back to gray. I think I'm a little low on cad yellow. Cad yellow light. Been experimenting with that this morning with mixtures. Okay. Let's go with gray, white, and go cerulean, and I'm going to give this a try. And I'm using this as it's a color that says, hey, I'm in shade. And I'm not showing as much light. I can show some reflective light. But I am still in shadow. I'm going to run out of product. I didn't make enough. What a surprise, huh? I can think this is showing up pretty good. So let me make some more gray, some more white, some cerulean, and I think we're just about there. Okay, my watch says, or my phone says, it's time for a video class. Of course it is. I'm already doing it. It's 8 o'clock. Time for class. I don't know if this is class or just video. I'm doing some strong strokes, like right here, and you can see how I'm doing that. Let me get my shoulder out of the way. And then I'm doing some of these drag things. See, here's like a light drag. Okay, get this up. And this goes down pretty far into here. What a nice color combination. I just really like that mixture. That really tells a story. Now up here, there is another mountain coming in, and some of these dry guys coming down. And there's some just major veins of this rock, this lighter color rock, being used up here. All right, let's get in here now and make some of these really bold, darker granite or whatever these things are, bolder colors. I'm going to go into ultra blue and warm gray by Gamblin, Portland gray. A little bit more ultra. And let's see where this will be of maximum use. I'm going to add a touch of gray-green to it, a little bit more ultra, touch of gray-green. I did that to darken it up, and it's kind of got some of that going on in there. And I'm really questioning if it's dark enough, but yes it is. When I get back, it seems to be the right combination. And if not, I will get a little bit here, and a little bit of red, alizarin, added just a touch. That would make a little bit of a purple deal in here, and look what that does. Not a whole lot, but I can see it. Yes, I can. Now I'm doing a little bit more dry brush scrubbing up here. And now kind of a tap-tap thing here. Oh, this is good stuff. I want to now bring this to a point. So I'm going to go back to my original lighter color, and I want to really make these things look like points. So I'm doing some shaping. And this has to be made into a point. And these points look pretty good over there. And I'm going to go a little darker now right in here. I need a little bit lighter mixture over here, so I'm dividing into connecting dark and light in kind of an in-between tweener here, and doing some tweener stuff here. Has to go lighter as we go up, and even lighter, adding more white right in here. Some more purple over on that side. So I'm going to make some purple. Here's diazazine. Add some gray to it. And some white, and some more purple over here. Nice color, beautiful. Okay, let's get some more lighter stuff right up in here. Right up on the top. little bit darker, please, in places. Darker. I could play it there quite a lot, but I think I'm being pretty successful here. Now I need some lighter gray. And I see a nice light gray coming down here, and I see some lighter grays here. Really need a light guy in here. Right here. And here. And I think there's a shelf here. Okay. I want to keep an eye on the time. 13 minutes, and I was a little delayed here, so I might need less time than that. Okay, let's go back to a darker gray, add more blue. Add some more gray, some warm gray, and let's get some purple in there. And that's not working, so I'm going to throw some alizarin in here. And I'm going to see if I can get some nice dark. Let me knock that down with a little bit of brown, transparent oxide red. And, oh, that's nice. And start bringing this in. And you can see it's darker. So it says, hey, I'm in front of the guy behind us here. I'm coming in as a side fella. And I'm going to, don't know if I have my drawing exactly right compared to the trees, but yeah, ooh, that's looking pretty good. Yes. I'm going to get some ultra blue and some burnt sienna and get some Hong Kong darks in here. And here, just some, need to get a little bit more on the blue side. And add some of these darker fellas. Okay, back to the original color. Now there's a nice warm color coming over the top. Something of a yellow ochre type design coming in. So here's yellow ochre, and here's white, and here is some cad yellow. It's cad yellow medium. And I'll throw in a little bit of transparent oxide red or burnt sienna, whatever you have available. And let's bring some of that in on the top. It has to go lighter. Adding some white. And let's see what a knife will do with this lighter color. Because I'm just having trouble with the knife, or with the brush. And get my monitor a little moved over. Too bright. Too bright. And then it kind of goes into a light greeny gray below that. I might need a different brush for that. So with that, I'm going to use a number 4 round. Get a little green in there. And a little white. color. And get that on some of these. Oh, I may have had too big of a brush for that. But you get the idea of what I am doing here. And I'm kind of laying these delicate value changes on top of wet paint. It does have its challenges. But there you go. Okay. Spending a lot of time up here. I think it's time to leave there and get into the rocks down below here. All right, so I have some nice base colors. Now I want to go into some of these grays that we have here. I want to put them in here. So I'm going to go to my gray pile and lighten it even more with white. I'm using a number 2 round and using that for my lights. And wherever I see a light in the reference, I'm putting that up in here. And I'm trying to stay away from those darks I put in there. And I think my darks can probably use some of the color that I put up in here. I'm just loading up my number 2 with some of these nice darks. Might be, I need more gray. That's too purpley. More gray. More gray. Touch of gray-green. Gray-green. There we go. That's good. That is doing the trick. Like that little gray-green thing here. All right. So I'm going to be working more with my lights in this area here, off camera. I'm going to be playing a little bit more up in here, balancing my shapes, because I kind of lost my light color right in here. See how, once I got this really nice shadow color, this one was kind of lost, so I have to lighten that up. Okay, but I want to get down into the trees to see what we can do with that. Because there's really some nice greens in here. So let's make a yellow, cad yellow light, cerulean blue. And still got that number 2 with me. And I'm going to be putting some of this brighter color down in here. And I'm twisting my brush to get paint off of various sides of the brush. Now, let's switch over now to the darker stuff up in here. And I'm going to see if I can come up with a warmer pine tree shade, which has something to do with yellow ochre. Let me see if that does the trick in here. It says light, but we're still going to have patterns of dark in here. Might lighten that up with just a little bit of yellow. Just a touch of white. Too light. So I got to go back into my mother color next to it and knock it down just a little. There we go. And I'm going to bring that across in the appropriate balance. I'm going to go a little bit darker in my dark, blue, green, still using my number 2, and I'm going in and darkening some of my darks. Blue, green, blue, ultra, both sides of the brush. And I'm also going to bring some of these darker greens into my lighter color. Because it's really a patchwork of lights and darks, even in our area down there. Okay, I think I'm running out of time, and I've probably run over time a little bit, but I think we made a lot of progress here. And so spend some time on your foreground rocks and your mountain, and get back in these trees. And tomorrow, part 3, we'll finish this up with a little bit of detail. All right. Thanks for coming by. We'll see you in part 3.